Hello there and welcome to Life Dronfield and the presentations that we are delivering across the town in October and November 2021. We are aware that some people will struggle to get to a live face-to-face presentation, and we're also aware that some people who've attended a presentation already are keen to have the opportunity to hear and listen again to what we're doing. So we're making this video available on our social media and through other groups and through our website. So please grab yourself a coffee, sit back. Should take no more really than 20 minutes to explain to you what we're doing. So who are we and why are we meeting? We are Life Dronfield. We're a charitable incorporated organisation, been a charity for the past 3 years. And we are based in Dronfield, North East Derbyshire, but we are here to serve not just Dronfield, but the wider community, those in Holmesfield, Unston, Colaston, Hundle, and just that wider area around Dronfield. We want to today just bring you up to speed with where we are as a charity, share with you exciting news about the parish church halls on Dronfield High Street and Church Street. We will be taking over the running of them in the coming months. We want to tell you what we will be doing over the coming year and then looking into the future, what will be happening to that building. And we're keen to begin to recruit a large team of volunteers to support us with a variety of tasks. So please stay to the end where I will let you know how you can get involved and help us deliver what our community is asking for. So we're going to talk about the charity, we're going to talk about our past, going to talk about our building, and then also we're going to talk about the future and how we move ourselves forward from the position we find ourselves in. So the charity, we have a clear vision. Our vision is to develop in partnership with others inclusive and welcoming spaces for people in and around Dronfield to enjoy and use. These spaces will include facilities designed to meet the needs of children and families, young people, the elderly, and people of all ages who would like to meet and socialise. We are, yes, focusing on a number of groups, children and families, young people and the elderly, though we are focusing on them because that's where funding will come from. We're actually for our whole community, everyone who lives and works and hangs out in Dronfield. We want to support everyone. So we're a charitable incorporated organisation. We became an official charity a few years ago. We've got lots of support from across the town, including our MP, Lee Rowley, a variety of groups, including some churches, and lots of individuals who regularly receive our newsletter, but also financially give and contribute to us as a charity. As it currently stands, we have £1,200 per month coming in from individuals and groups. We have, as I sit here now, middle of October, we have £115,000 in our account, but we have £25,000 coming in as a gift in the next week or so. So we sit here with £140,000, and that will continue to grow over the coming weeks, months and years. So what's Dronfield missing? We did a community needs questionnaire just before COVID and received 596 replies, which is a huge number from a community of just over 20,000. It's a really good response rate. So thank you to all of you who took the time to fill in those forms, do them online, visit us, meet with us, talk about what we want to do, and also share with us what you think is missing. 88% of those over 71 said that they needed a regular community space to meet. We will be offering that. 86% of parents said they needed a free children's play space, again to use. We will meet and we will deliver that. 63% of young people said they needed a safe and supportive place to meet. And again, we will ensure that our young people in our town have a safe, supervised, looked after place where they can meet and socialise with their friends. And 45% of young people said they'd like somewhere where they could get help with homework. And we will make sure that that is something that they can receive at Life. So we know that our community needs us and wants what we're offering. So how have we got to the position we're at? In 2011, a vision was formed for a community space. It was shared by that person who had that vision with their church. They attended St Andrew's Church and they shared it there. And it was discussed there as a church. It was then shared in 2012 with Churches Together. The decision was made to focus this through the churches. A large communities group, the churches work very well together in Dronfield. that initially Life would focus out through those churches. Obviously now we've become a much bigger charity, and although we have a lot of support from the churches, a large number of the trustees are Christians and are actively involved in the churches. We are a community charity. We are, yes, linked churches, lots of us are Christians, but this is not a church. We are not starting a church. We are setting up a Christian community group and a community space that happens to be led and managed by a lot of Christians, but we are open to the whole community and everybody getting involved, those with faith and those without a faith. A core team was developed in 2013 and 15, and a number of buildings across the town were pursued, all of them not working out quite quickly. Between 2016 and 17, conversations began between Life and St John's Church about the possibility of purchasing their halls. In 2018, St John's agreed to sell the halls for £200,000 to the Life Project. And at that point as well, representatives of the Life Project, or one representative of the Life Project, met with Chris Barry, who's a church architect who lives in Sheffield, and he's actively got involved with the charity. He's actually our architect now and has guided us through the planning process. 2019, a number of searches were carried out and people started regularly financially giving. We went out and said, look, we're going to need money. Do people want to give us gifts or support us financially? And that's where we find ourselves with £1,200 coming in every month. 2020, we obtained planning permission, and we will share those plans with you in a minute. We also distributed 100 Christmas hampers out to those who were isolated over Christmas, and that's something we will do again. And we've done that in partnership with the district nurses. So thank you to all of you who gave for those hampers, some financially, some gave practically delivering them, and others dropped off gifts to go into those hampers at a number of shops across the town. Thank you for that. It was greatly received and the feedback was very positive from the district nurse team. Indeed, it was so positive that we've repeated that with Easter eggs, pardon me. And we delivered over 180 Easter eggs. Again, thanks to you as the community in Dronfield for giving them to us, allowing us to then distribute them out through the district nurse team. We will be repeating our Christmas hampers again this year. It was also decided earlier this year that St John's would rather lease the building to Life, which is what we are going to be doing. Hopefully in the next month or so. And a lease document was written and is currently in the hands of the diocese solicitors. Feedback from them has been very positive so far. We're expecting the document back with us in the next couple of weeks. So the building is the Parish Halls on Church Street. As you drive up past the Green Dragon on your left, you'll go around the bend and you'll see this building, as you can see here. It's Grade 2 listed. It's the second oldest brick building in Dronfield, and earliest maps show it was there in 1876. However, carrying out heritage statements, it's believed that one wall in the building is the old tithe barn that was linked to the church, and that is from the 15th century. It requires major restoration work, including all new roofs, making watertight and dealing with major damp and rot issues within the space. We've carried out a number of reports, bat surveys, drain surveys, environmental surveys, measured surveys, damp surveys, structural surveys. We've got interior impressions. We've got all our plans done, a heritage statement, environmental studies. We are ready to rock and roll with this building, and planning permission is already in place. We obtained that last year, so we are ready to begin renovations as soon as we get the keys to the building. So how will the lease work? The lease will be for 100 years. It will be a reciprocal lease, in that the parish church will charge Life a monthly amount to lease the building from them. However, the parish church will retain use of their front office, and whatever Life pays the parish church in a monthly lease, Life will then charge the parish church that same figure for a monthly lease for their halls. Basically meaning money is passed between the two parties, but no one is having to pay any extra or anything out. We're really grateful to the parish church for allowing us this opportunity, and it works very well for all of us. It means that we, as Life, do not have to get a mortgage, and indeed the £140,000 that we hold will be able to be used immediately on renovations. We'll ensure that space is made available for the parish church, who run regular children's groups in the hall. Those groups will be able to continue. Our plan is to sign the lease in early 22, Hopefully it'll be before Christmas this year, but we're aware that things may take a bit longer. So January 22 is our planned lease signing date, and then we will begin renovations in Easter. Reason for the delay in that is that we need to ensure that we go out to tender for the builders, and also we need to carry out a further bat study to see if there's a bat roost still within the building. There was a single common pipistrelle bat in the building, and we will need to do that bat survey in the spring to see how we can work around that. The plan at the moment is the building will be renovated in 3 stages, and I'll talk about that in a minute. However, if we are able to obtain large grants, we would look to get the whole building work done in one foul swoop, which would actually be cheaper. As it stands, building work is looking to be around £500,000, and we're looking to raise that. As I say, we've got 140,000 in the bank, so we are looking for further grants to get more money in. And there's a focus on accessibility and environmental features. Currently, the building is not accessible but legally via wheelchairs. We will ensure that the whole building becomes accessible. We'll also be putting a changing spaces toilet in, which means there are lifts and hoists for those who require that to get changed. And that will all be part of our the renovations that we put in. We're also focusing on environmental features, and we've commissioned an environmental study building firm to come in and advise us on how we can ensure that our building remains sustainable and as eco-friendly as possible. So this is the plan. Feel free to skip this bit if you aren't down with plans, but to the right of the image is Church Street. There are then 2 front offices. One will be used by us as a charity and one by the parish halls. Behind the front will be an entrance, a side lobby, but also you should be able to see there's a lift shaft dropped into what would be a storeroom, and that lift shaft will service the whole space. There's then a large hall with extension to the side, including a raised area with tables and chairs. And then to the rear will be a kitchen and toilets. We will have the ability for people to purchase refreshments from us. That is not our focus, but we have been told that they're using the space, the opportunity to get a coffee or something to eat would be helpful, and they really are keen for it to be very cost effective. We will make some money on that, and that will be ploughed straight back into the charity to help cover running costs. However, there will be no compulsion for anyone to buy. People can come in and use the building and use the space. If people wish to buy something, then that's fine. Equally, if people wish to go to any of the other fantastic establishments that serve refreshments in our town and purchase from them and then come and consume in our building, then that's equally fine. That's fine. It's a building for the community to have. We are not another coffee shop. Food-wise, we are thinking hot and cold beverages, a small selection of cakes and 1 hot meal a day. We will not be offering a large menu. There may be a bolognese on a Monday, a curry on a Tuesday, fish and chips on a Friday, that kind of thing, but only 1 meal. Feedback has been very strong that there's the need for lunches that are reasonably priced within the town. Indeed, as a charity, we're in discussion about taking over one of the lunch clubs in the town this coming in the new year. Upstairs in the space is an upstairs plan, and upstairs to the right is a conference room, and to the left will be a children's play space. That's clearly come back from parents. There's a need for a play space, and that play space will connect into the main hall through a mezzanine level. There'll also be a baby change and toilets put upstairs, as well as a sensory room. We don't have sensory room for children, for those children who require that in our town. And that's feedback from 3 families that they would like one. So therefore, as a charity, we'll make sure we can provide that for them. The phases, the 3 phases of renovations. This image shows the front of the building, that covered in yellow. That will be renovated first. That first phase will cost about 140,000, and we have that in our account, so we're ready to move forward with that. That will require a full replace of the front roof, sorting out of the exterior of the red brick building, making that look as beautiful as the building it stands next to. Renovating both front offices, as well as a downstairs toilet and kitchenette being renovated. Sorting out the conference room, which has a kitchenette upstairs. That room will be available for people to use to hire out if they wish to, for community groups to use as well as installing the upstairs toilet, change room and sensory room, and renovate the children's playroom. Here's an example of what our artist thinks the children's play space might look like. We're aware there's a large wooden structure in that probably wouldn't be in there. It was just shown to try and give an idea of the space that we have. We then will complete the rear extension of the building that is currently there. That will be fully re-roofed, and that will be sorting out the kitchens and the toilets at the back of the building. And then the final large phase is the main hall and extensions to the side. The bottom right image here shows the hall as it currently stands. We will take the roof off it, put in new skylights. It's south facing that side of the building, put in a mezzanine level, and then to the exterior put in 2 extensions, including the changing spaces toilet and the refreshment area inside. And here is the plans that were submitted and have been approved, which show the extensions to the side of the building, a single story at the front and a much larger one, which will become the main entrance in and out of the building to the back. So what does the future hold? Well, we are keen for people to join us in doing this. We've got a lovely, brilliant team of trustees who are working exceptionally hard. We've got a large number of people supporting us financially and in many other ways. We are now keen to develop our committees, offer the opportunities for people to become specific volunteers with a specific role within the charity, but also we're really after lots of people to say, yeah, they'll be up for helping out and doing things, and us developing and creating a database of people who we can go to. So we currently have a team of trustees split into 5 committees: the resources committee, who are focused on the finance and business of the charity; a grants team, obviously getting grants; the fundraising team, who are doing lots of local fundraising; our operational team, who will carry out the day-to-day running of the charity; and a buildings team. We're not looking to recruit to our buildings team as yet. We have a solid team there with people with good experience in building, as well as architects and building advisors and consultants who make that team up. We've got some specific volunteer opportunities. We need a safeguarding administrator, someone who's got time to DBS and support the safeguarding and deputy safeguarding officer who are already appointed to the charity and have had all their training. We're after a health and safety officer, someone to lead our volunteers, to send information out and work alongside our volunteers; a data officer to deal with GDPR and ensure that we are GDPR compliant and correct, which we currently are, but that is a big chunk of work we'd like to pass to somebody; as well as a communications officer, someone who's involved with sending our regular newsletters out to people, updating our social media. We're aware someone may be up for doing the email side, but less keen and confident with the social media, in which case we will be after someone to head up our social media. So there's lots and lots of opportunities going specific roles. We then have a large team of volunteers that we need to recruit to, and I'd really encourage you to get involved with this. We would like a huge list of people in our town who we can go out to and say, can you help with this or with this or with this? A wide variety of things. And we want people to be able to say, do you know what, that's not my thing. I'm not up for doing youth work on a Friday night, or I'm not up for helping serve light dinners on a Monday afternoon, but I might be up for helping with some gardening. I might be up for doing some painting and decorating. So we want to create a big database of people who we can contact and say, this week we're going to need support with this. And if people can feel that's something they can do, that they come and they get involved with us. So there's things written there on your screen. I'm sure you've read them. They're just examples. There's many other things. So the next steps, we'll be signing the lease and beginning renovations at Easter. Initially phase 1, but we're going after grants and after funding so that we can actually do the whole project in one go. We need to build our committee teams up. Please consider joining those. We need to fill specific roles within the charity and develop our volunteer teams, and to continue to support the community. If you were to have attended the meetings, you will have these presentations, you will have been able to pick up one of these volunteer opportunity packs. If you weren't there, you won't be able to have picked that up. But please, if you'd like one, if there's something you'd consider, please get in touch. Andy Evers at lifedrumfield.org will get will get you my email address, or just Google Life Space Dronfield and we come up there. Our new website will be going live in the next week, but on our old website we have all the same information and ways to get in touch. If you'd like to connect with us via social media, we're actively on Facebook and occasionally on Twitter and Instagram. If you don't get our regular newsletter, check out the website. The past ones are there, but equally take a photo of the QR code and that will take you directly to the page where you'll be able to fill your information in. And finally, if you'd like to financially support us, we're always after more finance, obviously, to get this up and running. There is a finance document pack. If you'd like that, again, please send me an email, let us know, and we can get these to you. Thank you very much for listening. Please get in touch. If you've got questions, please ask. We are desperate to see this happen. We are so close to it happening. We just need to develop a team of volunteers and supporters. And if this is something you feel you can do, please do get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and we look forward to catching up and speaking with you in the soon. Thank you. Goodbye.